Hey everybody, it's Cobra DVS, and this is a tag response and an update. In case you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's sweet tea. I live in Michigan and it's 80 degrees, so enough of the hot tea. Time to switch to a nice cool glass of tea. For the time being, it is Michigan. We might get 4 inches of snow next week. You never know. Anybody who's lived here knows we have the craziest weather on the planet. So who knows? I hope everybody's safe. I know there is some pretty bad weather going on around the country. Luckily, I'm in a safe area for now. Looks like everything missed us north, so be safe, guys. A lot of bad stuff going on. The Weather Channel won't quit yakking about it. Anyway, tag response. Well, before I do the tag response, update quickly on the 100 subs contest. I've gotten quite a decent amount of entries, but I'm wanting to get some more. So, when is it going to end? I've been asked that question a few times. This Thursday, I am leaving to go to South Carolina. If anybody watching this is in South Carolina, I'll be in South Carolina, near Hilton Head Island. My brother's graduating from school, going to that, and I won't be back until Monday. So I'll only be gone for like 2 days. So I'll be doing the drawing probably next Wednesday. Maybe I might even go a full 2 weeks, and I just might wait 2 weeks from when I started it. So probably next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, somewhere around there. So keep on the lookout for that, and you still got time to enter. And the package of what you're getting is all set. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'll tell you there's an NES game, a couple Super Nintendo games, one Genesis game, and a couple Sega CD games. Now, they're not real Sega CD games. I don't have the means to give those away, but they are burned copies. They're playable very much. 2 good games, and I made a little case for them. So if you have a Sega CD, you can look forward to that. I also threw an audio CD. You'll see when you get it. And a little extra thing, nothing big, nothing super rare, guys. I'm not gonna throw in my, box copy of Super Metroid. I just can't do it. But it's a nice little gift, I guess. It's just giving stuff away. Okay, so the tag response. I was tagged by the VideoGameJunkie99, and he started a very interesting tag. It's called, what's next? What do you think will be next in the gaming industry? I really don't know how to answer this, but I'm going to give it my best. Cool guy, so I'm going to try and give him my best answer here. What do I think will come next? I don't know what will come next, but I have several ideas and things that maybe will. 3D's hot right now, the 3DS of course, but one big problem with 3D is glasses, and Nintendo's fixed that with the handheld. But the problem with that is I don't have a 3D TV that I can look at without wearing glasses. Hell, I don't even have a 3D TV that I can look at with glasses. So I think 3D is going to have to wait for the home console market. Well, until it's like mainstream. I know there are a few 3D games. Hell, even the Sega Master System had those 3D games. So we'll see about that. As far as graphics go, every time a new console comes out, everybody always goes, oh, how can they get any better? And it's almost like we started out at, let's say, Atari. They were awful. For the time, fine, but compared to now, they were awful. Then bad, then mediocre, then decent, and then okay, and then N64 era, you got like all right, playable. And then last gen you had good, and now we have great. We can only go so far, guys, before it looks real. So I'd say we got about another generation or two before games just look as good as real life, and some games already do. So it won't be long, guys. So what's next? Where can they go from here? Motion controls seem to be kind of big, but I don't know how well they'll stick around. I know like the Wii and the Wii did really well, and it's a great console. and then the 360 and PS3 sort of copied it, but everybody knows that the Wii is probably the better of the three. Um, but where can they go? Why don't we look at the past? They started with the again, we'll start with the Atari, forgetting the Odyssey and stuff. Atari, um, between the Atari up towards the Intellivision and ColecoVision, the only thing that really improved were the graphics. And the sound, the visuals and audio, things like that. And then you go further to the NES, Sega Master System, consoles like that, even the home computers, but I'm not too familiar with those. Even those were just updated graphics. NES to Super NES, updated graphics and sound. It's just the technology has gotten better to produce better graphics. And then N64 was better graphics. And then to the, I think one of the biggest jumps was that area, because at that point technology with the internet started to intertwine with games. Like I believe there was a few games on the Saturn actually that had internet capabilities, although I can't imagine that being good. And then the Dreamcast had internet support. The PS2 had it. Of course, the Xbox had it. And I've heard that the GameCube had it, some sort of attachment that was either never released or did so bad nobody has it. I never saw one, that's for sure. Yeah, that was a big jump. Online gaming is huge now. And then from the PS to Xbox GameCube era, we made another pretty significant jump in graphics aside from the Wii. But it did improve with the Wii. And we went more towards innovation. Now, with the Xbox and the PlayStation 3, there really wasn't much innovation, just new graphics. Of course, there's the Blu-ray and all that. But as far as, like, the actual games themselves, they're just the same kind of with better graphics, like Halo 2 and Halo Reach. What's the real difference other than graphics and, how the game looks and plays? It's not, like, any different, like, I hope you understand what I mean. It's kind of hard to explain. And as far as right now, where can they go next? Well, the next consoles will probably have better graphics. I'm not so much worried about where Sony and Microsoft go, because it's kind of predictable almost. I don't see them doing anything too outrageous. But Nintendo, I really want to see what they're going to do next. Because the GameCube to the Wii is like incredible. It's like going from a Hot Wheel to a freaking a car. It was a big jump as far as gameplay goes. The motion, it's all very cool. Some people think it's a fad. I don't know. It seems to have worked out pretty well for a fad. I don't know where they'll go next as far as Nintendo goes. The other two, I'm just saying graphics. It's probably all that will improve. Probably some more internet features and things like that. Where would I like games to go in the future? Consoles. What do I want? What I would like to see. First off, I'd like to see Sega get back in the market. I know that's kind of high hopes, but you never know with Sega. I'd like to see them get back in the market of console making. I don't care for Sony, so they can do whatever they want. Microsoft, I am a fan of the Xbox. I'm not a huge Microsoft fan, although I do like them, but ultimately I think Nintendo's probably right now the best company that's producing video games. That's just my opinion. But what I would like to see is Sega, of course, but I would like to see games that aren't so the same. I think something that the games today, and it's happened throughout, I guess, all generations, games today especially, are all the same. If you were to sit me down with, let me just give you an instance here of Call of Duty and what's the new shooter, Homefront. Other than some slight differences, they're basically the same game with a different story, and that's just boring. And multiplayer is very good. It's a benefit to the consoles. It's a benefit to the gamers. It is a good option. It's a great, but I think too many companies and game developers now are leaning towards multiplayer over single player. A lot of people don't have single or multiplayer. A lot of people don't have Xbox Live. I do have Xbox Live. My subscription ran out, and I just haven't really bought another one. and I don't really miss it, but where are the single-player games? They're overshadowed. I know there's games like Oblivion and those RPGs like that, but the more popular games are always multiplayer focused almost. Halo, something I really liked about Halo is that they've always focused on campaign. One was campaign, and the multiplayer was fun. Two was a sort of a mix between both. It was experimental multiplayer, and it worked. Three was a little odd because I feel like it was more into the multiplayer than the campaign. Halo Reach was big in the campaign. Um, but I want games like like I know for the PlayStation, like God of War and Batman Arkham City. I hate it. I absolutely despise when people say are disappointed in a game like Batman Arkham City not having a multiplayer. That game does not need a multiplayer to be good. So where do I want to see games going in the future? Maybe more focus on the single player and not so much on the multiplayer aspect of games. But don't completely shun multiplayer. And I'd also like to see more difference in the games. And before I go, I just want to mention something else. Something in the future that I see that could be a big innovation is the rating of these. Not cartridges, because those are dead, aside from DS, I guess, as a cartridge. I think pretty soon we are going to be seeing the end of physical games. I think pretty soon it's going to be, maybe not the next console, but maybe a couple down the road, it will be download only. There will be no physical games. I cannot run to the store and buy a copy of Virtual Racing for my 32X. It won't be like that anymore. You'll just, let's say Call of Duty 18's coming out. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but with Activision, you never know. Call of Duty 18's coming out. It's coming out tonight at 12:01. Well, there's not going to be a midnight release at the GameStop. No, there's going to be a midnight release in my room, because as soon as 12 o'clock comes out, I charge $60 to my credit card, and I download the game right there. I think that's where it's going. It's already happened with movies. A lot of people are just, well, rentals anyway, or just buying Netflix and doing things like that, guys. I think that's the big time where it's heading, and I can't believe I didn't think of it before, but I'd say that's where it's going. So guys, that's basically my tag response. I want to thank Video Game Junkie for tagging me. I believe this is an open tag, so if somebody wants to chime on in and give your thoughts, more than welcome as far as I'm concerned. So this is Cobra, guys, and don't forget to enter my drawing. Check out my other video to see about that, and thanks for watching. Hey everybody, it's Cobra DVS, and this is a tag response and an update. In case you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's sweet tea. I live in Michigan and it's 80 degrees, so enough of the hot tea. Time to switch to a nice cool glass of tea. For the time being, it is Michigan. We might get 4 inches of snow next week. You never know. Anybody who's lived here knows we have the craziest weather on the planet. So who knows. I hope everybody's safe. I know there is some pretty bad weather going on around the country. Luckily, I'm in a safe area for now. Looks like everything missed us north, so be safe, guys. A lot of bad stuff going on. Carolina. If anybody watching this is in South Carolina, I'll be in South Carolina near Hilton Head Island. My brother's graduating from school, going to that, and I won't be back until Monday, so I'll only be gone for like 2 days. So I'll be doing the drawing probably next Wednesday. Maybe I might even go a full 2 weeks, and I just might wait 2 weeks from when I started it. So probably next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, somewhere around there. So keep on the lookout for that, and you still got time to enter. And the package of what you're getting is all set. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'll tell you there's an NES game. Weather Channel won't quit yakking about it. Anyway, tag response. Well, before I do the tag response, update quickly on the 100 subs contest. I've gotten quite a decent amount of entries, but I'm wanting to get some more. So when is it going to end? I've been asked that question a few times. This Thursday, I am leaving to go to South